Good afternoon, everybody. Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. We have a different video. I want to talk about Jesse Lingard. I'm going to sit down on my sofa. I'm going to talk about Jesse Lingard today. And the reason being is there's been not a development, but yesterday was a really interesting day in terms of the Jesse Lingard saga. It just doesn't seem to go away, does it? So, you know, for anyone who's been living under a cloud, really, under a cloud, under a stone, living under a stone for the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks, Jesse's been training with West Ham, with Moisey basically alluding to the fact that if he could get a decent, if he could keep his fitness up and show, he'd be offered a new contract. And he's been asked a number of press conferences. I think he was asked on Friday's press conference about Jesse as well, saying he's fighting for a place. There's a position in the squad if he shows he's got the level of fitness we require for him. He's obviously played, was it Ipswich in the international break in a sort of pre-season or closed doors friendly type thing where he played, I think, about 75 minutes, didn't really set the world alight. And so that's what the state of play. Then there was, and I think Sean alluded to the fact that we had basically paid for put him up in a hotel while he's been training. We've been getting his taxis. I don't think he gets Uber, but he gets his taxis to and from the training ground because he was he's suspended for driving. Drink driving? Is he drink driving? I think, or speeding, something like that. He's lost his license, so he had a court battle for that. So that's where we were at the moment. Obviously, during the transfer window, there was talks of Everton showing an interest. There was talks of the Saudi side showing interest. I think Wolves showing interest as well, but nothing materialised. Then this week, Jesse's had his hearing for his drink driving case, and his lawyer, in a court of law, said that Jesse was working towards that West Ham were looking to offer him a contract. He's been working towards it. He's a changed man, yada yada yada. A number of other clubs have asked about him, but West Ham apparently was named in court, so that gives you a bit more credence. And that came out, I think that was on Thursday, and that came out on Friday. Almost immediately after that Friday came up, that sort of revelation, so to speak, Jesse took to Instagram a picture of him with his feet up on a flight, an Emirates flight, I know for experience, from Manchester to Dubai. And everyone's like, okay. Some people gave him the benefit down and said, actually, it's because, maybe he was, obviously we play Liverpool the weekend, maybe he's getting a bit of warm, having a bit of a holiday, warm with a training, that type of thing. No problem at all. Then last night, Fabrizio Romano took to Twitter to say that he was basically training with El Fatihad from Saudi Arabia, Steven Gerrard's side, and apparently it's a month's trial he's having with them, and with the idea that if he would, he's basically a free agent, so basically saying that he could sign for El Fatihad if he wants to, Steven Gerrard's side. He's played us again, hasn't he? He's played us again. Well, not us. He's played Moisey again. All of the training, all the trials, all of the everything in terms of him at West Ham was instigated by Moisey. And, if he signs El Fatihad, how much more love have El Fatihad shown than us? As the title says, money can't buy love, but it can for Jesse. We know that Jesse's love starts with a pound sign. And, if, the whole debate about the Saudi Pro League and everything else around it, it's generational wealth, it's that type of thing. But, has he played Moisey like a fiddle again? Has he, because of the court case, could he fly out anywhere? I don't know. Did he have to train? Was this always part of the plan? The court case. He appeared in front of the magistrates, I think, during the week. Is there something which means he's done that now he can travel? I don't know. And now it was always part of the plan to join our Steven Gerrard's side. I don't know, but it just shows that there's no morals in football really now, is there? I mean, as you said, we've shown him, or Moyes shown him the love in terms of everything around the paying for his, I don't know, his taxis. He probably went Uber Select. He probably went the top one, Uber Black, but all that type of stuff. And then to have this, not revelation, because the fact is, we would have offered him if he was ready. We'd have offered him a deal already. Clearly, he wasn't ready, and fair play to the club to not offer him a deal if he's not fit. Too often than not, we sign players who are injured, who aren't fit, and it has a detrimental effect on the team. And following on from my video this morning, as Sue Fowler says, we've got a better team now, and I think we do. And yes, Jesse would have been useful, I think, particularly in the European games, particularly like Thursday, for example, TSC. It wasn't really working with Ings, or the fact is we had to play Paqueta and JWP in the middle, or we didn't have to, but Moyes decided to. That would have been something you'd probably throw Jesse on, or a game like Wednesday against Lincoln City, throwing Jesse on, giving him some minutes like that. But I just think it's quite funny, and it's funny because I made that thumbnail about 3 or 4 weeks ago, just in case Jesse had done this. So I'd already preempted it. So I think, it's, I mean, for Fabrizio Romano to come out and say it is a bit of a, stick in the ground, isn't it? Say a flag in the ground saying this is going to happen. It's, again, frustrating because, I think we deliberately kept that 25th spot open for Jesse to give him every possible opportunity to get into West Ham, to prove his fitness, and it hasn't worked. And we've left ourselves a little bit light now. Maybe have. I'm not saying we explore the free transfer market now to bring in someone, but maybe it's time to finally close that chapter. We thought we did it. We thought we closed that chapter in last summer when he went to Forest, and then when we heard that Forest were going to be not signing him he wasn't going to renew his contract, we all thought it might start working again. It might, the Jesse Lingard train might start sort of moving on again. It might be a situation where actually we don't know, but at the moment it seems that Saudis love him a bit more than West Ham do at the moment. There we go. But we'll see. He might come back. He might be there for a month and come back and be like a svelte midfielder ready to roll and ready to sign for West Ham. But when Fabrizio Romano comes out and says that basically he's trading with them with a view to getting a contract, he can sign for El Fethiad because he's a free transfer, that type of thing, it just adds a bit more credence to it. But hopefully we can close the Jesse Lingard book once and for all. Take care. Much love.